All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I got a little bit of an interesting video here that I didn't even plan on making a video on because it honestly just dropped like 5 minutes ago or something like that. I just noticed this video and I was like, there's no way that she's doing what, Minor de Home said she's doing. But apparently Minor de Home has put out a post saying the following: blaming your show's failure on hate from the alt-right is crazy. The Acolyte sucked, was not marketed well, and it suffered for it. Pair that with your video attacking fans and Leslie Headland awful writing, and you have yourself a failure. Hollywood will blame fans before they take any accountability, so fuck them. Consider myself intrigued.
You're bracing yourself? Star Wars. Not the
It's pretty gay, let's be honest.
So I figured I would do a reaction to this video with you guys together because honestly, if it's coming from Amandla Stenberg, you already know this is going to be cringe as hell. This girl is incapable of taking any responsibility for the massive amount of L's that she's been receiving ever since The Acolyte came out. So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Let's do it right from the beginning.
I thought I would get on here and just speak candidly. I hate doing this, but I'm gonna do it.
That's why these people who call us talentless are garbage, because they have the incapability to speak on the fly. They need a script, right? These are the kind of people that need to be fed the bullshit before they're able to speak. They can't speak freely like us, and yet they make fun of content creators all the time, but they have no skill whatsoever in order to do it. But let's continue. That's just a little gripe.
I don't use social media very much anymore, and I'm so happy about that.
Gee, I wonder why that is.
But there are many folks out there that I want to acknowledge and I want to show appreciation and love and support for. So that's why I'm hopping on here to talk about this.
Whenever somebody does that, just know that what's about to come out their mouth is nothing but is no positivity whatsoever. Like they're just completely it's like passive aggressive bullshit. But let's continue.
Which is that our Star Wars show has been canceled. And I'm gonna be transparent and say that it's not a huge shock for me. Of course, I live in the bubble of my own reality, but for those who aren't aware, there has been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept and when no one had even seen it. And that's when we started experiencing a rampage of, I would say, hyper-conservative bigotry and vitriol, prejudice, hatred, and hateful language towards us.
Nice. Every single buzzword, baby. You got to get every single buzzword in there. This girl's a loser by every definition of the fucking word. Like, you are extremely privileged to come from a family that has a white, rich father, and you want to throw in every buzzword as if you know what the hell you're talking about. The fact that you considered it hyper-conservative hatred is hilarious to me, because I know for a fact there are a multitude of what you would call conservative people who thought that your show was dog shit. But of course, you have to virtue signal. Of course, election year is coming up. You already know what you got to do. These people all think that if somebody disagrees with them, that automatically means they're an alt-right Nazi conservative. They have no other points of view in their world other than black and white.
And this really affected me when I first got the job, because it's just not something, even though I anticipated it happening, it's not something you can fully understand what it feels like until it's happening to you. However, I feel like I've kind of moved through those feelings in various ways, including being vocal about it myself. For me, it just became a situation where there was no option but for me to honor my sense of ethics and my belief system and my value system while being in this very unique position. It was kind of like I had this very unique experience of experiencing the world at large, which is, of course, hyper divisive right now.
Gee, I wonder why the world is hyper divisive right now. Could it be that most forms of entertainment, TV shows, movies, video games, fucking articles at this point, most forms of entertainment or consumption that is happening at the entertainment level is led with divisiveness? Gee, I wonder why the world is so divided right now. I can only imagine why that is. Or could it be that there's race hustlers out there that are making everything, literally everything imaginable about race, because not only do they profit off of it, looking at you, Black Lives Matter, but they also benefit from it, societally speaking? I mean, hey, it's just questions, right?
The lens of this very, very unique opportunity of being in Star Wars. And it brought up a lot for me, a lot socio-political dynamics, a lot about my own value system, how I respond to that kind of hatred, how I move through the world at large. And it just became inarguable for me at a certain point that in order to continue to be myself, I would have to honor my value system by being vocal even within the context of working for Disney and working within the large, massive IP that is Star Wars.
You know, she keeps talking about ethics and all that shit, but she's not mentioning what those are. She just keeps bringing up random nonsense that have nothing to do with anything. It's like, bro, your ethics, your beliefs is essentially anybody who disagrees with you is a Nazi. Like you literally said white tears is a good thing. You mean to tell me you're an ethical person? Yeah, sure.
On that topic, I just have to say it has been an incredible honor and dream for me to be in this universe. It still feels, even though, of course, I'm very sad about the show being canceled, and I'm sad about us not being able to give people who are invested into it more. I just feel a lot of levity and joy around the fact that I got to experience it, and that people loved it, and that people were so responsive.
Nobody loved it.
I poured through a lot of different iterations of fan art and ship art and fan theories and things that were just so beautiful and filled my heart with joy.
Nobody loved it. I don't know who you're talking about. There's a couple of shills out there, sure. But ultimately, if people truly loved it in mass like you're talking about, the show would not have been canceled. You even said in the beginning, you live in the reality of your own bubble. And I'm glad that you fucking admitted that, because that's how a lot of you people are. You live in the reality of your own bubble. And in that bubble, everything has to be viewed through a leftist point. Everything, literally everything. That's like being in a bubble that everything has to be looked at through a conservative point. It is fucking retarded. All of it is dumb. And you are exactly in that bubble. But at least you have the knowledge to be able, this is a terrible pause, by the way. At least you have the knowledge to be able to admit that. But ultimately, what is causing division right now is people like you who are in that bubble and who will never leave that bubble are trying to call other people terrible fucking names and titles and all this stuff because you don't agree with what they're saying. You cannot understand that there is different points of view in this world. For you, your worldview is the world's view, and everybody has to bow down to it. Well, that's not the case at all. So congratulations, you completely ruined a Star Wars TV show. Not just you, a lot of the people who are on your show did, and Disney as a whole has been ruining Star Wars for a while. You were just another pawn in their game. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.